UK government makes U-turn on digital ID immigration policy. UK immigration update. Digital ID scrapped. Right to work rules reversed. If you're a migrant, a sponsored worker, or an employer in the UK, this is one policy change you must understand, because it proves one critical truth. UK immigration rules can change overnight. And today, the UK government has quietly made a U-turn on a major policy that would have affected how millions of people prove their right to work. This is not speculation. This is confirmed policy reversal. Welcome back to my channel. I break down UK immigration rules, visa sponsorship updates, policy changes, and what they actually mean for migrants, employers, and families, without panic, without misinformation, and without exaggeration. If you are planning your future in the UK, working, studying, switching visas, or aiming for indefinite leave to remain or British citizenship, you need to understand how and why this U-turn happened, because it reveals something much bigger than just digital ID. Before we go any further, subscribe now. UK immigration policies are moving fast, and staying informed is no longer optional. It's a survival strategy. Let's begin with what actually changed. The UK government has dropped plans to introduce a mandatory digital ID system for workers proving their right to work in the UK. This decision reverses a proposal that was previously announced and heavily promoted as a modernization of the immigration system. Under the original plan, workers, including migrants, would have been required to rely on a digital identity stored on their mobile phones instead of traditional document-based checks. No physical documents, no paper evidence, no alternative system. And now that plan is gone. No big press conference, no dramatic announcement, just a quiet policy retreat. So what exactly was this digital ID proposal, and why did it cause so much concern? Let's break it down. The proposed digital ID system aimed to place everything into a single digital profile. Immigration status, right to work permission, visa conditions, dependence details, all stored digitally, accessed through a phone-based system. In theory, this would have simplified checks for employers and reduced paperwork, but in practice, it raised serious questions. Under the proposal, physical documents would no longer be enough. Share codes could be phased out. Workers would be entirely dependent on digital access. For many migrants, this created immediate red flags. What if your phone is lost or stolen? What if the system is down? What if you are digitally excluded? What if data is accessed incorrectly? These were not hypothetical concerns. They were real risks for real people. And that's where the opposition began to grow fast. The proposed digital ID proposal faced intense criticism from multiple sides: migrant communities, civil rights organizations, employers, opposition politicians. Concerns included data privacy risks, cybersecurity vulnerabilities, exclusion of vulnerable groups, over-centralization of sensitive data. According to reports, public support for the proposal collapsed rapidly, falling from over 50% to less than 1/3 within weeks. Even more significant, nearly 3 million people signed a parliamentary petition opposing the scheme. That level of opposition is not easy to ignore, and eventually it wasn't. So what happens now? If digital ID is no longer mandatory, what replaces it? Here is the most important reassurance in today's update. There is no immediate change to how migrants or employers prove the right to work. Instead of a mandatory digital ID, existing document-based checks remain valid. Biometric passports and residence permits continue to be used. Online systems will be gradually enhanced, not imposed. Ministers have confirmed that right-to-work checks will slowly transition online by 2029, not through a single digital ID, but through improved verification systems. That means no sudden disruption, No forced digital dependency. No immediate compliance pressure. For now, stability remains. If this explanation is helping you understand what's really going on, like this video and subscribe. It helps more people see calm, accurate immigration updates instead of panic headlines. This digital ID U-turn is not unique. UK immigration policy is shaped by public consultation, political pressure, legal feasibility, and implementation challenges. We've seen similar reversals before. Family visa income thresholds, graduate route adjustments, sponsorship salary proposals. Proposals are announced, reaction follows, and sometimes policy changes direction. This is why announcements are not law until formally implemented. And this is the most important lesson migrants must understand. So what does this mean for you? This policy reversal reinforces one critical rule of UK immigration. Do not panic based on proposals alone. If you're a migrant, stay informed, follow official guidance, wait for implementation dates, avoid rushed decisions. Too many people change careers, quit jobs, or switch visas prematurely based on headlines that never become law. This U-turn proves that engagement matters, consultations matter, public pressure matters, understanding policy timelines matters. Let's bring everything together. Here's what you need to remember. 1. The UK government has dropped mandatory digital ID plans. 2. Right-to-work checks remain unchanged for now. 3. Existing systems stay in place until at least 2029. 4. Public opposition directly influenced this reversal. 5. Immigration proposals can change, and often do. For migrants, this is both a warning and a reassurance. A warning not to act too quickly, a reassurance that voices do matter. If you want clear UK immigration updates, visa sponsorship guidance, career strategies that protect settlement, and honest, non-sensational breakdowns, subscribe to the channel. And let me know in the comments, do you think digital ID would have helped or harmed migrants? Should immigration checks be fully digital? Your opinion matters, and I read the comments. Thanks for watching, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.